As Formula E and Extreme E want to promote electric cars, E1 wants to promote electric boats.
Our ambition is to create the most spectacular race championship on water.
E1's there to push the boundaries.
One of the most important moments in racing history. We are in Rotterdam during the World Tour days.
Just here is okay. We need to be places like this to learn how we can have good races on this water.
I'm looking forward to seeing the reaction of the broader public to our sporting proposition.
Good from my side. Let's go. When you lose all that drag and you are fully foiling, it just feels like a rocket.
The last few months have been busy, but also very productive. Putting together the world's first electric foiling race boat is a very unique experience.
My name's Sam Coleman and I'm the demo pilot, but I've also been involved with the testing. It's quite the challenge. The team we have are highly skilled and highly intelligent from multiple disciplines of motorsport, so it's a very exciting collaboration.
One of the end goals of the RaceBird is to hit a top speed of 50 knots, but a lot of other things need to fall into place. We need to have a stable boat, and that was the first thing we really focused on. So instead of it porpoising, like you might see the Formula One's cars doing at the start of this year, where they're bouncing up and down, the boat was doing something very similar. The rear foil was moving independently of the control system, moving up and down essentially by itself. So how do we stiffen the system? We then moved to Venice, where we ran with a completely bolted rear outboard and rear foil. That allowed us to understand that actually, if we prevent the movement of the rear foil, we actually have quite a nice, stable boat.
It's a cool feeling when you're up there and you're just above the surface and not kind of bouncing across the surface like you normally would in a powerboat. So it's unique and really exciting.
When we went to Monaco, we faced new challenges. Obviously, Monaco is a sea.
So far, the water we've been testing on predominantly has been on the River Po in Italy. So it's a fantastic benchmark or baseline for us. But in Monaco, we're in the ocean, so it's open water. There's no safe haven, nowhere to hide there.
So the boat was rigid in the water and very susceptible to being buffeted by the waves. We're in the process of developing a mechanism to improve the turning and handling. That should allow the boat to ride the waves more successfully and also be more dynamic. So the learnings from River Po, Monaco and Venice form the boat that we have here in Rotterdam, and we're looking forward to see how it performs.
Today we are in Rotterdam during the World Tour days. For us it's a very important event because we are meeting all the most important stakeholders in Rotterdam in order to formalize our intention to be here next year for a pre-season event and from 2024 onwards to host a race in this city.
I'm very excited that they're here, that we managed to show the people the technique of electrification. And I think with this scope and the programming we have to make things possible on the water, in the city centre, I think Rotterdam is the perfect match to have an E1 powerboat race here.
Rotterdam, and in particular the Port of Rotterdam, is all about embracing energy transition, decarbonization of the maritime industries, and we love to see them race here next year and on many occasions to come.
Sort of the mission of E1 and the mission of Port of Rotterdam and Rotterdam as such, they are the same. We want to accelerate the transition to clean waterways, maritime industry and shipping. When we get the race, it will be fantastic.
I'm looking forward to seeing the reaction of the broader public and the fans.
Rotterdam is really connected to the water, so you can feel it in the people. Being part of the World Tour Days, which is one of the biggest naval events in Europe, attracting over 1 million people over the 3 days. As one of the events, we are displaying our first prototype in Rotterdam Central Station. Everybody has been supportive towards the idea of hosting a race from E1 here in the coming years.
Here we are. I have to say, it's the most welcoming city I've been in. So I'm very excited to be able to announce that we're doing a race here. We'll have 2 pilots per team. It comes back to the gender equality and everything. So you will have 1 woman pilot and 1 man.
No, we'll see who will be the best, huh?
Exactly.
I know who you are.
Time will show.
Time will tell, indeed.
People are coming to our stand, playing the video games, the simulator. So I can see the curiosity and the excitement behind the design.
All right, going to give you a little tour about what we've got in here. Dash here shows all of the information we need. It's a steering wheel. We have the trim up and down. Here changes the motor in and out, so the boat's ride attitude. Lift up and down is the engine height, so the rear elevator in the water and the prop depth. This is our throttle map, so we can change the torque sensitivity or the power delivery of the throttle. And then we have our boost, which obviously is pretty exciting to hit. So it gives us extra power for 20 seconds. We can use it for overtaking or defending or whatever in race scenarios. So that is a quick tour of the RaceBird cockpit.
Yeah, it looks all right. So today we're doing on-the-water demonstrations in front of all the people that are here to be part of the event of the World Port Day in Rotterdam. It's the biggest crowd I've seen all day.
You like the waves, huh? Yes. There you will.
We'll do checks of the foil angles before we go in, and we'll do systems checks with the boat for driver safety. Radio ready, guys?
Copy. All good from my side. We're good to go.
See everybody behind.
Yeah, good for me. Give me your best wave.
Everything's great. I mean, from a racer's perspective, visibility is good. We know we've got some improvements to make on choppy water like this, but it's good for the boat and good for the development. And we need to be places like this to learn how we can set the boat up so that we can have good races on this water.
Biggest crowd.
Biggest crowd.
Very
mate.
good waving.
It was amazing, all the crowd around and the families, the kids, I mean, all ages, so much interest in what was happening. I really look forward to hosting a race here in Rotterdam.
The reception has been unbelievable, from kids coming and playing on the simulator and asking questions about how they become pilots. It's cool from a racer's perspective to see the excitement from everybody is just surreal at the moment, and it shows that we got something good here going with E1.